𝗧𝗢𝗡𝗡𝗘𝗅, kumusta? Reymund here, and welcome to another episode of our #BeInspired series, Empowering Voices, Igniting Minds. In this series, we have conversations with inspiring people because we all have stories to tell and share with the world. Inspiring stories have the power to lift our spirits, motivate us, and remind us of our potential for greatness within ourselves. Our guest for today is currently working in Thailand as a nurse and as an ESL instructor. She is happily married and is blessed with a beautiful daughter. We will be listening to her stories about living and working abroad as a Filipino. Maayong adlaw and welcome to our #BeInspired series, Manang Javie, Jundante, Camacho. So what keeps you busy naman po lately?
I am currently studying my master's in English for Professional and International Communication at 𝗖𝗡𝗢𝗢𝗡𝗘 University of Technology in Thonburi, around here, just very close to my place. And I am done with the academics, attending classes. And so far, I am down to my completion of the final project, the thesis. So I'm trying to do my best, and hopefully I will be able to graduate this year. Hoping.
Yes, fingers crossed, and let's claim that already. So how about at work naman, Manang? So what's keeping you busy and how is it so far?
So far, I have finished my courses recently. I actually had a kind of hectic schedule in the beginning of the fiscal year. It was like October of last year. Pero subong, the kind of chill and schedule since I have finished it last month. And since last month, February, diba?
Mhm.
And since April is approaching, it's when Thailand celebrates their New Year. It's called
Mhm.
Songkran, and so
Ay,
I don't have really so much on my plate, and so I will be busy again beginning of May and for the rest of the year.
rest of the year again. So Manang, can you tell us about where you are at right now, your work, and what do you do?
So currently, I am in Bangkok, in Thailand. I have been living here for 12 years, since 2012, and I am currently working for the Royal Thai Navy Medical Department, particularly in Academic Affairs Division. And I've been in the Navy for 9 years. I mean, with work, what our
Mhm.
division does is we conduct courses and trainings for the Navy medical staff. We
Mhm.
have curriculum which we do every year. So my work is kind of routine, and it's like English proficiency development courses, and also
Mhm.
teaching non-commissioned officers and medical corps officers in terms of improving their communication skills
Mhm.
in the hospital setting, and then teaching them like history taking, signs and symptoms, and so on. And at the same time, something new to me is teaching military preparation courses.
Mhm.
And I don't have much knowledge about it, but yeah, I have to learn for myself, so I will be able to teach them. I teach triage nursing in combat scenarios, and then at the same time 𝗢𝗡𝗢𝗢 they call it. So it stands for tactical combat casualty care, things like that. So my work generally is overall improving the proficiency of the whole medical department. And at the same time, I also teach for the nursing college,
Wow.
our school for girls, also the Navy School of Music. Actually,
Wow.
it's like it sounds like a wide coverage, pero
Mhm.
sometimes it's not really consistent. Sometimes I don't have to teach at the nursing college or other. So
Mhm.
that's it. That's about work.
Mhm. So how did you end up working naman po in Thailand or in the Navy?
Um, it was quite a long story actually, but I think one thing happened after the other, I'd say. So it requires so much patience and hard work, as well as, prayers always help for me. So it was not easy to get to where I am right now. I hopped from one work to another, and yeah, I in Thailand. In the beginning, I I had an experience teaching the Japanese because
Ah, wow. Mhm.
yes, because Japanese do business in Thailand. So I worked in the city center before, and at the same time I teach their wives. So at that time, I was like thinking in my mind that I want to be a housewife in the future.
Mhm.
I mean, just have time for yourself, be with
Mhm.
your kids, and have your husband do the work. Diba daw
Mhm.
ka? Nakatawa lang isipon naging housewife, di ba? And also, after that, I also went to public and private schools in Thailand. So those are like my experiences. And
Mhm.
actually, how I got here in this job is to make the story short, I was invited by a friend of mine, my best friend. She works in the Army Nursing
Mhm.
College. And then one day she actually invited me to become one of the guest speakers. And the delegates were from different military services, like
Mhm.
the police, the Air Force, the Army,
Mhm.
and the Navy. So at the time, my boss met me
Mhm.
there and she hired me. That's how I got this job.
Wow. So what's the most challenging part of working in the Navy naman po?
But when it comes to challenges, there are so many to mention. Actually, I'd say in the beginning it was a real challenge, Raymond. As in, when I was new here in the Navy, I was super inexperienced. I thought that my previous experiences really did not count, knowing I will be teaching mostly adult learners.
Mhm.
And so my experience were like teaching high school students, and this one is kind of different. So, it's kind of a challenge for me. And then, that the moment I was interviewed,
Mhm.
she she was the language advisor for the Navy who
Wow.
interviewed me.
Mhm.
And that was actually the most terrifying experience I ever had.
Uh-huh.
I mean, to be honest, when you are in Thailand, you won't feel very nervous with interviews.
Mhm.
But this experience of mine was I I was like in the Philippines. I mean, the Philippine kind of interview. You
Mhm.
will put on a hot seat. You know how it is, right? So
Yes.
she told me in front of my face, how can a nurse teach English?
Mm, mhm. Wow.
I was dead for a second, Raymond.
Uh,
Well, anyway, that's true. I don't have any education background, so I have not attended any, short courses to teach English. The
mhm.
only edge I had was I had a nursing background and I would be teaching nurses and medical
Mhm.
professionals. So, amo lang gina ang edge ko mon. So, and yeah, as we age, we grow, we could have more experience. And
Mhm.
as time goes, we could be better with our craft, diba?
Yes.
And
That's true.
um, you know what, Mon, the terrifying person that I have just mentioned who
Mhm.
interviewed me turned out to
Mhm.
be my Thai mom now.
Wow, 'di ba?
Yes,
Very nice.
she is Admiral Pachara, and I have to give credit to, I mean, for all the knowledge that I have in teaching, and as well as all the encouragement that she has given me in all the
Mhm.
things that I do. And Raymond, another challenging thing is I remember in the beginning, I belittle myself because
Mhm.
I finished only a bachelor's degree. I don't want to
Mhm.
say only, but just a bachelor, only and just. I finished bachelor's degree, and some of my students had master's and even
Mm,
finish doctorate degree. They
mm,
are even older than I am. And another thing is they have higher rank, like
yes.
rear admirals, captains, commanders, and so on. So the
Mm,
feeling was really overwhelming for me,
yeah.
and I said, how can I survive in my
Mm,
mind? Even
yes.
until now, even
Mhm,
until now, when I meet my students having perfect English, I mean,
mhm,
because most medical practitioners or professionals are already good at English, and sometimes they could be very intimidating in my part. I
mhm,
mean, they're really impressive, and what more can I teach them?
mhm,
Diba? And so, and also, I mean, for me, we just have to, be true to ourselves. We don't
mhm,
have to pretend to be someone that we are don't, and at the same time, we don't have to. Um, I mean, pretend we know things that
mhm.
we don't.
Yeah, true.
So, I just tell them that, I tell them what my opinion is, and
Mm,
later, if I don't know exactly the information, then I will get back to them and tell them
yeah,
what I know.
that's so true. Like what they say, life is a continuous learning process.
That's
Ayan,
true.
'di ba? So, now since we have the challenges mentioned, how about the rewarding part of working in the Navy or working in Thailand in general?
I would say that the rewarding part for me as a teacher is, as you know, that seeing my students improve and be successful, and trying to be the best versions of themselves. That's the most rewarding feeling, I would say. And at the same time, Mon, sometimes I feel like it's a dream. Like, why am I here?
Mhm.
Nakon, like, if I go with Admiral, we teach together. Sometimes that, like, officers would do a courtesy call to them. I feel like a princess, like, opening the door car for you, something like
Mhm,
that, and then they would, assist you with everything that you do. And
mhm,
I would also sometimes be in a gathering full of officers with higher
mhm.
ranks. So doon ako na, hala, ngari ko di. But,
Ah,
but you know what, Mon, they don't really make you feel that you don't belong. Kanami
mhm,
sa ila, super down to earth. You are always well treated. For them, it's always been an honor for them to have someone from the foreign country. So people like treat you like with kindness.
mhm,
I mean, they treat you like your daughter, like your sister, and
mhm.
nothing is more rewarding than that, Raymond.
Yes. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Seeing change or improvement sa mga estudyante mo, like more than money, that's the most rewarding part of being a teacher. So we have
True.
heard about your current career naman, Manang. So can we go back to like a little about your growing years? Where did you grow up at and how was it like?
Okay, as you know, I was born and raised in Passi City, Iloilo. And in the early years of my life, I think we experienced living in Manila because my two brothers studied there. And then later on, my mom, I think, decided to settle in Passi. As far as I remember, the reason was it's quite hard to live in Manila. It's quite busy, so many things to take in. So my mom persuaded Papa to just go and live a laid back life, a simple life in the province. I'd say it's the best decision. And growing up, I could say that my parents really tried their best to provide, and they made us feel that we had enough. I mean, we leave our means and we don't have to buy the things that we cannot afford. As you know, I don't come from a rich family, pero we survive because of the efforts of my mama and papa.
Yes, definitely. I know good yung mga challenges ba
Mm-mm.
naging pang-agian. Ayan. So how about where did you study for your elementary naman and what's your most memorable experience as an elementary student?
Okay, so elementary student, I went to Pasiwan Elementary School, and so far I was in section 1 from grade 1 to grade 3.
Mm-hmm.
Tapos, when I reached grade 4, there were so many transferees. I remember I was in section 2.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it does not matter whichever section you are in. What
Mm-hmm.
matters most is the learning, diba? But
Yes,
you know,
that's
we
so true.
can, yeah. That time you don't have this kind of mindset mo. And you feel
Mm-hmm.
like you want to be in section 1, okay? And also at
Yeah.
the same time, at the same time you are not with your friends anymore.
Yeah, that's sad part. So,
So yeah, you're kind of sad na hindi na ka-move na sa mga best friends mo. But
mm-hmm.
fortunately, there was like an examination for a special science class program, and gladly I was able to pass.
Mm-hmm.
And though kami ang pioneers ng SEC sa elementary mon,
Wow.
amo to. So it's like life changing. We had so much fun in our studies.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to experience having computers bisan papano, di ba la?
Yes.
My elementary years. And dali
Yes.
lang, there is one thing I remember pag it's the
Mm-hmm.
elementary years ko. When I was in grade 1, I clearly
Mm-hmm.
remember I was playing in the playground mo. Ang mga estudyanteng higher level, they stole my slippers. Back
Oh.
so back then we could still, wear slippers in
Mm.
elementary, right? In school, when you go to school, you can wear slippers. And
Mm.
so because they stole my slippers, I went home with barefoot.
Oh.
Anyway, kasadya lang, you could go home while
Mhm.
playing in the rain, o
Yes.
kasadya lang kasimple ka pangabuhi at that time.
Mm. Yes. So how about sa high school naman, Manang? How was your high school life naman?
How was my high school life? Um, well, I'd say nothing beats high school.
Yes, agree.
Diba? There were so many programs and activities that you you can join. I mean, at that time in high school, I joined dancing. I did cheerleading.
'Di ba?
Oh,
Uh-huh.
cyber team kami
Yes.
sa nguna.
Mm.
I don't know whether they still use the cyber team sa SSA
Yeah,
nga team.
yes. Mm.
And yes, I did cheerleading, and also more despite my height, I would join fashion show.
'Di ba? Uh-huh.
Pageant.
Mhm.
Yeah, I still remember I was number 1.
'Di
I
ba?
represented Mercury.
Mhm.
It was so fun. I mean, I didn't win. I didn't have any, extra awards
Mhm.
or special awards, but it was such a great experience. And at the same time, what else? I mean, my classmates and our year was kind of competitive
Mhm.
sa mga, bisan na role play lang.
Yes.
We were like
Knowing ang
doing,
cyber team, ang SSC, very competitive. Uh-huh.
especially our I mean, ang amon nga year, good at the time. Kay, example, if we do Harry Potter, our
Mm.
class will be divided into 2 groups, and then
Mm.
we are going to play the same movie. And
Mm.
then we would never reveal who played the role.
Uh-huh.
Dapat secret, ginamon. And then during practices, we would, cover
Oh.
the windows with curtains or maybe
Mm.
Manila paper para hindi sila ling-ling kung anong obra
Mm.
na. So that's how competitive we were. And then we would, fight over little things, and then when we get together again and
Mm.
remember those times, we would,
Mm.
just laugh about it.
Yes, for sure. How about for your college naman, Manang? So, what made you decide to pursue nursing?
What made me decide to pursue a nursing degree? Well, actually, it was my mom who encouraged me to take up nursing. And I think she must have heard it somewhere. And so I followed her. It does not mean that I did not like nursing, but I just want to, follow my mama, and also to prove to herself that I would be able to finish whatever course I am taking, and that's it.
Yes. So how about what's the most challenging part of like taking up nursing in college?
I would say, Raymond, that nursing is like any other courses, like engineering, education, and so on. If you want to finish well, you have to really work hard. And also, as a nursing student, you will have, late night study sessions alone. And sometimes, if
Uh,
yeah, if it works, you would go and study with friends, but sometimes you would end up, just talking. But yeah, it helps when you have, friends who encourage you, and you help each other to deal with, the test and other things that you have to, achieve in the nursing profession. And so, um, first and second year, um, I was an academic scholar. So also because of the foundation that I got from high school, I'd say, um, I have to say that I would use notes from high school, and tuod,
wow.
and uod mo, and not to brag about it more, but I find it easy. Chemistry was kind of easy for me. It's
Mm.
because of the efforts of Mama Amador. Was she your teacher also, Mon?
No, has regular class ako. So Miss Susa Amador?
Yes, Mama Amador.
Yes.
She was
Until
my
now, yes.
chemistry teacher, and she made everything easy. And so when I reached college, it was kind of easy for me. So if you have any problem with, chemistry, just go to Mama Amador. She's going to really help you. And
Wow.
and so anyway, later on when I reached third year and fourth year, uh I was not able to maintain my grades, because you have to juggle academics and also your clinical exposure. So you have
Mm.
to, duty
Yeah.
in hospital. So it's kind of challenging for me. So I was not able to maintain my grades one. But the things that I got from my scholarship before, Mon,
Mm.
uh, you have like these brackets.
Mm.
According to your grades, how many percent will you be able to get? And
Mhm.
so the money that I got from the percentage that is deducted from my tuition fee, I would, buy mga kitchen things.
Ah.
I would go
Mm.
home, kag magbakal ka mga kaldero or kutsilyo or kung mga
Wow.
filler, something
Mm.
like that.
Ay
So
especially ginagamit magdaha sa balay.
oo.
Yes.
So
I
si
know.
mama, sa akon, maaki, kinamakal mo na sa mga labay-labay. So
Ah.
that's actually when I started, the love in, cooking. Ano men,
Mm.
tumabakal na may ko magadto sa mga unit top at that time.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah. Amo na yung madumduman ko mo.
Yes. So how about after graduation po and you pass the licensure examination, so what's next for you?
Actually, during our time on, there were so many aspiring nurses. I believe it was our batch that, got the highest number of nursing students for the record in the whole Philippines. I believe, though, na-remember ko sa Iloilo Doctors College ako nag-nursing. And ang
Mm.
section namin is A to Z, di ba?
Mm.
Section
Wow.
A to Z, and then double A to S. So imagine how many we were. And also not only in Iloilo, but in other parts of the Philippines more. So, could you imagine the competition? Some of us during that time would end up being, call center agents
Mm.
and be in other jobs because damo na kami sa,
Mm.
nursing field. So, luckily for me, after I passed the nursing licensure examination, I also was able to get an entry to work at our hospital,
Mhm.
Iloilo Doctors Hospital. And yeah, I was glad to pass the examination as well and included in the first batches of nurses to enter. And at the same time, Mon, I know I don't know, but you just want to prove yourself something. You just want to look for greener pasture, maybe.
Mhm.
So after that, I think I went to Manila. I worked
Mm.
as an operating room nurse in a cosmetic surgery center in Parañaque. So that's where I had a longer experience in the nursing field.
Yes. So after some time po na that you are already a nurse, so what are the best part or what are the things that you liked and you still like about nursing?
Okay. Despite the risk that you can get of, being a nurse, like when you work in the hospital, you could
Mhm.
easily get, diseases at the same time. You're exposed to different diseases, but, nurses are, bound to care.
Mm.
And it's the best feeling when you always help people or
Mm.
your patients by taking care of them, even with your little help. And then
Mm.
when they smile, and
Yes.
nakakataba ng puso, 'di ba la,
Yes.
na
When they feel
makabuli ka sa
better.
tao, and then when they feel better, and at the same
Mm.
time, nurses have the heart to really help.
Mm. Yes. I think most especially Filipino nurses. So what advice
Especially, that's true.
yes, all over the world. So what advice or tip can you share to our aspiring students who maybe want to pursue nursing or and maybe also in the future work abroad?
Oh, okay. So I'd say that if you have the calling to be a nurse, or maybe to be any other, to become any other job that you want to be, I mean, just go for it, and don't let anyone dictate to you with your decision. Whatever you want, just pursue it. No one else know yourself better than you do. So just dream big and pursue your dreams.
Mhm. Yes, one step at a time. You'll definitely achieve your dreams if
True.
you have the courage and determination to achieve them. You've been living naman po, Manang, and working for almost 12 years na in Thailand. So what are the many things that you liked about Thailand?
So I think apart from the things I mentioned earlier, Mon, that people treat you like family, you are loved by your students, by your colleagues, and your bosses as well. I'd say that one of the reasons that I stay here long is the people. The people actually are similar to Filipinos, Mon. And people, I mean, Thai people are very kind. Until right now, I would be surprised of how eager they want to help you. Like, for example, before we were like looking for our hotel,
Mm,
we would like to have a staycation in just only around Bangkok with friends. Because, if we gather in our places, the space is not enough. So we just want to gather somewhere. And because the GPS does not you cannot rely to GPS, I mean,
mm,
most of the time. So nagalibot-libot lang kami sa place.
mm,
And so when we asked the taxi driver, ano naman nung siyempre sa Thai no, diin siyang place nga ni. And then hanggang ba si Manong sundan niyo lang ako.
mm,
So we thought all the while nga the place is just near, but
mm.
may lively. So imagine ang gas nga ma-spend niya para lang nga
Mm.
buligan ikaw.
Wow.
So ging ano na gid kami daw ging convoy niya kami all the way to the hotel that we needed to go. And so amo to kay because that I mean wala gid bala sila gaduwa-duwa nga
Mm,
bulig sa imomon. And so amo te daw sa amon lang daw malaka ka. I mean, not malaka
mm,
I mean Thailand it's not malaka.
mm,
Most people are really, helpful. And so ginhatagan naman si Manong Katip, amuran. that is only one reason nga kain ang Thailand damo pa mga situations that I could guarantee
Mm.
about what I said nga super kind gid ang mga tao. At the same time, safety. I feel safer in Thailand. I mean, let's say for example, kung mabilin mo ang gamit mo, yung grocery mo somewhere, or maybe your
Mm.
phone, it's 90% guaranteed nga makuha mo pa siya balik.
Mhm.
That's how safe it is to live in Thailand. Also, people are down to earth. You don't have to really care with how you dress. People
Mm.
are simple. And the best thing pagali is we have a lot of holidays.
Ah,
We have
yes.
long weekends, so you can have a
More
life in
time
Thailand.
to explore and travel around.
You have
Perfect.
me time. Perfect.
Yes.
Actually, there's so many things to mention, but well, it's for the people to discover.
Yes. You'll be surprised of the many things. How about your favorite tourist destination in Thailand naman po?
Since we grew up in a country where we have beautiful beaches, so I always love to be on the beach, like in Phuket, in Krabi, in Wahin, and anyway, though halos tanan man nga destination sa Thailand, you will love it. And I think recently what we really like to do is to go cafe hopping. You know, they have this, like recently they have the trend, di ba? Kaya daw halos na naman nga tao go-travel pagtapos go
Mm.
vlog. So you have to make sure that your restaurant will be um,
Instagrammable.
perfect. That's the word. Di ba? And so, hanami lang. Pero anyway, kisa lang man ko ga-post though hindi ka na bala
Yes.
ka keep
Mm.
up with your activities. But anyway, you don't really have to post everything you do, and
Mm.
amo na.
Yes, and enjoy life lang ano.
Enjoy
How
life lang.
yes. I haven't been to Thailand yet. I have friends in Thailand, but
Oh,
hopefully in the future I definitely have to visit because I think Thailand is like the most visited country somehow in the world or maybe in Asia in a way. There are lots of foreign tourists who goes to Thailand. How about
that's
any tip that you
true.
can share to a person or maybe to me who's like traveling to Thailand for the first time?
Okay, so since I have lived here for 12 years, maybe I'm the right person to tell you the tips. Oh, okay. So earlier I said that people are really kind and very helpful, but we cannot really control it. I mean, in some tourist spots, like when you go
Mm.
to temples, like famous ones, some of taxis some of taxi drivers would
Mm.
you know um
Take advantage.
yeah, take advantage and give you an overpriced
Mm.
fare. And so kinahanglan mo gid nga make sure nga dapat meter gid mo
Mm.
ang hambalon mo sa otherwise overpricing gid more
Oh.
than the the basic.
Okay,
At
that's
the
why.
same time, the
Mhm.
level of spiciness in Thailand,
Ah,
especially if you have, low thresholds spicy
spice
food.
level. Mhm.
Be careful when you say a little spicy, kay very spicy na
Ah.
gihapon. Even not spicy, may ara gihapon nga ang
Hmm.
spiciness
Oh,
ang ilang
the
nga
food.
food.
Mhm.
So, yes, so far. And also, you have to research as well before
Mhm.
you visit the country, and so that you will have, organized itinerary.
Mm.
And of course, you have me if I'm still here. You
Perfect.
can
I
just
like
beat
that.
me up.
Yeah, yes, definitely. So lately naman po ano, there are lots of English teachers who are
Mm.
going to like Thailand or teaching English in Thailand. So what can you say about Philippine English? Why is it that it's thriving in Thailand? Why is it that there are lots of English teachers teaching in Thailand?
Oh, actually, that's one of our advantage or edge mon as a Filipino, since English is one of our official languages. It's something that we could have. Bisan actually, ano pang imo nga background. As long as you could speak English, I think you would be able to be a teacher here in Thailand. But nowadays, it's also quite challenging man. It's not like before it's quite easier to apply for teaching jobs, but right now they have more requirements. It's like, you need to have like education background and at the same time license in the Philippines. Do gina-require na sang amon nga Ministry of Education. That's why some mga, wala na lang sila bala nagalakat, or they would just stay in the place where they are working as a teacher rather than, make it more complicated.
How about the Thai language po? Is it easy or medyo mabudlay? Like in a scale of 1 to 10, 10 is like the best and like you are very good at it. And then 1 is like
Wow.
parang the basic level. How would you rate yourself and why?
Okay. In terms of Thai language, it's not easy. It's very
Mm,
difficult for me.
mhm.
Since, okay, so the difficult part is they have, five intonations.
Oh, wow.
They, if you mispronounce the word, it would mean a
Mm.
different thing. So, like, for
Oh.
example, after 12 years of being here, I could not master near and far, like cry and cry. I don't know which one is which. Tuon mo. Though, I mean, nakinanlan balay butang ang the same word, tapos opposite meaning in English, you know what I
Mm.
mean? So, hindi ko
Yeah.
gid master, I swear. And when you ask me about how I rate my skills in Thai, 50 is in the middle. So maybe I would say 6.5.
Yes. Mhm.
It's still okay, right? I mean,
Yeah. And
I
you're an
think
English teacher there, so for sure most of the time you speak in English.
yes, and at the same time, when I started working in the Navy, most of my colleagues know how to speak English.
Mm, mhm.
So, but so I had to, make an effort to learn
Mhm.
more. So, ga-ask na lang ko sang question kung ano meaning sang word gani.
Mhm.
So, we kind of like sometimes misunderstandings kay tungod nga. Like, let's say, for example, kaginambal ko yesterday, kagina lang
Mm.
natabo, I could remember, yesterday is Mawan. And, kumbaga, one of my colleagues asked me kung ano ang kanon ko for lunch.
Mm.
I said, I still have lunch from yesterday kay may conference yesterday. I-keep ko
Mm.
sa fridge and then I would eat it today.
Mm.
Pagambal ko nga Muwan, it means yesterday. But abi
Ah,
niya, Muwan. Muwan means sweet, sweetened pork.
oh. Challenging.
Super challenging, but actually, Mon, I know the basics. I could converse with, taxi drivers if you want to
Mhm.
ask for information. Pero when you, for example, if you put me in a meeting, example
Mm.
meeting, datan ako
Mm.
sa meeting sa office, I totally don't understand. Do ka-complicated ng do
Mm.
kadalong sa
Mhm,
Thai
yes.
language nila. So, galutang ang lola.
No worries. Ako man sa mo yung mga feeling ko man din learning ni Hongo in a way, especially during the first part because they have a different writing system somehow
Mm.
so big challenge yet. But I think as time goes by, definitely we can get the hang of it.
Yes,
Hopefully.
that's true. Actually, if you did formal education, or I mean a course to improve your skills, siguro okay, pero you also need to be serious in, learning it. Uh, Before I started, um, learning how to read, so somehow the numbers I'm okay. Like before, I went to the hospital to visit someone, and ang numbers sang rooms are in Thai, so mayad lang, you know, mayad lang somehow kabalo mo ako magbasa, so I went to the right room.
Mm-hmm.
Pero nakabudlay gid tuod nga nagbasa for me. So let's set it aside.
Yeah, so soon. One step at a time tayo. So how about countries naman po? Aside from Thailand, what countries have you visited so far?
Actually, mostly Asians. Asian countries, more like Singapore. I've been to Malaysia. What else? The neighboring countries of Thailand, like Cambodia, Laos. What else? Yeah, Myanmar. But I've never been to China. And actually, I have visited Japan. It was actually a school trip. It was a privilege for us teachers. We work when I work in a private school, so
Mhm.
yeah, tag along lang. So and at the same time, I've been to Armenia and Georgia during our
Wow,
honeymoon. That's
nice.
it's winter during that time. Yeah, I mean from Dubai, we went to
Mhm.
Armenia and Georgia, and that's how we got the nickname Snow. Okay, it
Oh,
was
that's right.
winter during that time.
Mhm. So was it your first time experiencing snow po ba manang during the time when you went to Armenia or no?
Yes, it was actually my first time because when we went to Japan, it was like I think I think autumn, so
Mhm.
I was not able to experience the snow. So we
So
were happy.
how was your first snow experience?
It was great. I mean, syempre, you are
No?
from, a country nga wala naga-snow. So,
Mhm.
nag-enjoy gid kami sa husband ko. And thank you for him for, the experience.
Yeah. And cheers to more in the future for sure.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So how about the countries that you're looking forward to visiting in the future?
So, damo-damo pa sa lista, no? But, so, when you have a family, it's going to be, you're going to have
Different.
a different
Mhm.
perspective. Yeah. If I could have a chance to travel in the future, it could be bisan din lang anywhere as long as I have my family with me, we enjoy together. That's, something to, look forward to.
Mhm.
Hopefully. Anywhere lang
Yes.
ah.
Hopefully, let's claim that. And how about your realizations naman po, like, during your travels abroad?
Okay, so I would say that each country has their own, distinct culture, and if we visit them, we just need to adjust ourselves. We need to be more open-minded, and at the same time respect their culture, because sometimes we could be, you call it the word ethnocentric. Di ba nga daw, feeling mo amo ning
Mhm.
sakto, kaya amo nang
Mhm.
imo nga nabalaan. And so, amo na, we just need to respect one's
Mm.
culture para, there's peace in the
Yeah,
world. World
I like that.
peace.
Mhm. Respect is the key. How about what makes you proud naman po as a Filipino working and living abroad? What makes Filipinos unique?
What makes Filipino unique? We excel in, many kinds of skills, no? Though nakaka-proud nga you would learn that Filipinos are behind great things, di ba la? And we are, a big source of, workforce in different countries. And at the same time
Yeah.
here, mm-mm.
Mhm.
So, nakaka-proud ang feeling. Like sometimes may ma-meet ako nga dang, ang ako nga bata, teacher niya, Filipino man, and
Oh,
you
wow.
have, very positive feedback.
Mhm.
And at the same time, one thing is like, oh, Filipinos know how to sing.
Oh,
So we are known for,
yeah. Yes, yes, yes.
being able to sing, and somehow sometimes I'm gonna joke ko ang mga like for example like for example I have classmates from
Mhm.
different countries
Mhm.
because I am in an international program. So they would tell me, "Ooh, so kabalo ka magkanta," something like
Mhm.
that, and I would tell them that I have a friend. She's, I think she's listening right now. She included in the 1% of the Filipinos who can't sing.
Mhm. Yes. Yeah, and then ano ba, like also for me, like I also usually I mention this thing parang like when Filipino children were born, they don't cry, they sing. I say that sometimes, but I add more to that. Like unfortunately, when I was born, I did cry. I did not sing. So exemption. Hindi ko man
So
magkanta.
really, Mon?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, pero my friend is if you try to love it, maybe you could improve, no?
Yeah, and
Somehow
it's
my friend does not really sound bad right
yeah,
now, so
somehow
she's
it's not.
okay.
Yeah, I think somehow it's also about the confidence, 'di ba? Even if you're not that good in singing, but you have that confidence level, parang kahit.
Exactly.
How about naman po you've been traveling around, you've been living in Thailand for quite some time. What are the things that you saw abroad that you hoped or hope that maybe in the future we can also have that in the Philippines?
Okay, so since because I'm in the nursing field more, so I care about people's health, I'd say. So I hope like in the future we could have more facilities for our people so that they could, to preserve their lives. Kay, I mean, like sa mga malayong lugar, wala na kita mga, centers that could help them when they are sick. Like, sometimes normal illness, like, basic illness could, really kill them. So hoping that our country would, do, I mean, improve more on the healthcare system.
Here in Japan, na-notice ko that their healthcare system is really different. Like I
Mm.
also have the same hopes as with you po. So
And
hopefully, hmm,
Moon, you know what? In Thailand, I could compare it when you go for a checkup and then
hmm,
they are going to prescribe you medicine. And when you get the medicine, eh, about the shopping team. Kabulo, and for a really low cost. You know what I mean? But in the Philippines, it's sad to say sometimes ang imong antibiotic na dapat need mo i-baklon for the
hmm,
whole span of 7 days. Pero
hmm,
tingi-tingi lang kay
hindi mo
but
kaya baklon
anyway,
talaga.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's just keep on hoping and
Yeah.
doing the best that we can for the
That
Philippines, one
is
step at a
true.
time. Talking about the Philippines naman po, what's your favorite tourist destination in the Philippines and what's the place that you are looking forward to visiting in the future?
I smile because I haven't really visited places in the Philippines. I myself is a tourist. I have, to be honest, I have traveled more in Thailand than in the Philippines mon. I haven't been to like the southern part, like the Mindanao. I've been to Cebu, just only around Manila, Cavite, maybe Tagaytay. I haven't been to Baguio. So maybe if I'd say favorite destination in the Philippines, siguro Guimaras or Boracay. So because we are close to it, we could travel
Yeah,
by land,
it's
di ba
easy.
la? It's not too
Mm.
far, so it's accessible sa aton.
Yes, that's so true. And same man somehow. Like for me, I haven't been to Bohol. I haven't been to Mindanao. So there are lots of places to see pa in the Philippines, to discover in the Philippines.
That's
So
true.
that's for the next thing.
And
That's on the
yeah,
bucket list.
and
Mhm.
also Mon, because you at the time when I was in the Philippines, I could not afford because I don't have really a job, a stable job. So you need to, work on your nga magka-stable ka nga ubra para at least ma-afford mo nga maglagaw-lagaw. So I didn't have a chance to really travel. And isang araw naman ako di. I mean, I don't have much time. I mean, I only have a month nga para mag-stay sa Philippines. Pero hoping
Mhm.
sa future,
Future.
kung magpuli ko for good,
Yes.
hopefully na I will be able to, visit other places.
How about the medyo chill question naman po ito, ano. So how about the love of your life? How did you meet him and what are the things that you liked about him?
Going personal, down to the personal thing. Well, anyway, I'm proud of my husband. I met him in college. We were in the same class in during first year and second year, and so
Mhm.
he had a crush on me, Charlie.
Ah,
Right?
uh-huh.
But Mon, during our time, it's a big deal when people or your classmates find out that you have a boyfriend.
Mm, mhm.
Though you have to keep it to yourself, but that's why you have this mindset na dapat makatapos ka imo nga
Correct.
pag-eskwela, antes ka mag
Mhm,
nubyo-nubyo,
mhm,
nga
mhm.
bala-bala ka mga ginikanan da before. And I followed it. I mean, igo ko sa sabat was after we graduated. Right after graduation, yung sabat ko nga akong husband. And the funny thing is, ang akong nga husband used to call me when we were in college, future wife.
'Di ba?
O, di ba?
Mhm,
Future wife ka niya. Kagtapos mo, classmates kami, first year, second year lang.
mhm,
Kagtapos daw, reshuffle kami. And so,
mhm,
si Charlie na kadto sa iba niya section, and other
mhm,
section would combine sa aming section. And then, like, after namon duty from night shift, and then
mhm,
masalubong na bala kami, and then AM shift sila. And then
mhm.
ang balon sa iyang classmate, Charlie, future wife mo to. Pati yung mga
'Di ba?
classmate yung future
Supportive
wife.
yung mga classmate.
So far, he's very consistent, and finally, amo na, nag-propose sa, kag napakasal kami, we have given a blessing, a beautiful blessing sa Snowy.
Yes.
And there are so many things that I like about my husband, but one best thing is he's so hardworking.
Mhm,
And yes, he would do everything for us. Makita ko man sa iya nga ginaobra. At the same time, ang husband ko is always forgiving
mhm.
and faithful. That's the best.
Yes.
That's the
Mhm,
best thing that you could ever ask for sa isa ka husband. And he would always, show it to being a wife is always right.
yeah.
Well, anyway,
Yes.
Mon, it's. I mean, I know what I want, and I mean
Mhm,
it's for the best of our family. And
yeah.
and as
Mhm,
you mature, though, you become more forgiving. You don't want to
mhm,
make things complicated or
mhm.
maybe fight over little things. So it's
Yes.
different now. You become more mature too. So though okay na i-handle ang mga bagay-bagay.
Mhm.
So that's yeah, road to forever.
Yes. Cheers to that. How do you see yourself naman po? Like maybe 10 years, 15 years, or 20 years from now?
I don't really pressure myself to be in a certain place or to be someone that I want to. Kumbaga do, go with the flow lang ko. The more you think about the future,
Mm. Pressure.
pressured ka,
Uh-huh.
di bala? And so, I just want myself to be happy in the next 10 years, and at the same time, to be as healthy as I could. Because, health is wealth. I always believe in
Yes.
health as well. Kaya when you are healthy, you are able to spend your time with your family. You will have a happy life. You will be able to achieve things that you want. Di ba lang? So that's one thing or two things that I want to see myself in the future. Yes,
Yes. A happier and healthier future. I like that.
with the family.
With the family. Yes, yes, yes. I think that's all for me naman po, ano. So, shout out to family, family members, and friends, or to anyone.
Okay. So, shout out to my family in Passi City, Iloilo. My mama, of course, my papa in heaven. I think the best lesson for me in life is short.
Mhm.
Okay, so just do the things that you want, diba? And don't be stressed. I know it's
Yes.
easy to say, but life is short. I've lost my papa last year, so gusto ko lang gid nga, ma-achieve ang mga bagay nga arang mo pamilya because it's not easy nga madulaan ka katatay nga malayo ka. So I want to shout out to my papa in
Yes,
heaven.
Titiyoy.
Yes, do hindi man kita. Anyway, also to my two brothers, thank you
Mhm.
for being the daddy also to Snowy. To my mama scholars, mahilig si mama sa mga scholars, as you know,
Yes.
para
Uh-huh.
may kabulig siya sa iyang mga
Mhm.
ginapang-ubra. At the same time, syempre my husband and my daughters know. Also to, modo kaduro gada, to my teacher, my professor. Hang on there, I will finish my thesis soon. And to my university mates and my colleagues at work.
Yes, ayan. Last one, duro lang last. So what's your motto in life that you always remind yourself like whenever you are into like a challenging situation or something?
I want to borrow this quote from my time mom. It says that happiness is a journey, not a destination. So it correlates to what I said earlier. Nga, you don't have to pressure yourself to to be a nurse one day. Oh, I need to be a nurse one day. I need to be rich, something like that, Mon. Because right now, I mean, I didn't end up at a nurse, pero I am happy with the journey that I have. So that's one thing that will always, influence me in whatever I do and whatever things that I will have to do in the future. Be happy and enjoy the journey.
And I think that's all for me. So my personal takeaway for today is the same also. Happiness is a journey. Like we really have to like enjoy every moment. Like
Mm,
along the way, all the problems that we have because it makes us stronger and all that. And then another thing man siguro ano, like somehow it's easy to just say that where you are right now, maybe like for others it's easy. But I mean like but when you get to know the story of the person, you get to understand that life is not easy.
mm,
'Di ba? He or she still has this fair share of problems in
mm,
life, but he or
mm.
she just choose to look on the brighter side of things. And I mean, every day is a
Yeah,
challenge, but we choose to get up and fight or find our way up. I mean, find or do something to achieve what you want in life somehow. I think that's for me.
thank you
So
so
thank you
much,
very much.
Mon, for having
Uh,
me. Thank
Yes,
you,
the pleasure is
Gid.
definitely mine. Salamat, Gid. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.